What's up, veterans? VA Disability Guy here, and I'm back again with a video you don't want to miss. It's been announced that our next president will be Donald Trump. And with that being said, as a veteran, as a disabled veteran, I want to know, how will that impact me? I'm pretty sure you're wondering the same thing. So that's my mission today. I want to get into some news articles and some information so we can see exactly what's to be expected with the upcoming presidency of Donald Trump. And with that being said, if you find this video of use to you or use to other people, hit the thumbs up, leave a like on the video, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, it's a perfect time to do so. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to give some information on things that Donald Trump has implemented or done, worked on in the past that may be helping, may be harming. I'm not here to pass judgment either way on what has been implemented or what has been worked on or done. I'm just here to give the information. So I'll be giving you all some of that information, and we're also going to talk about maybe some of the things that we may see going forward in his future presidency. So let's just get straight into it, starting with the VA Mission Act of 2018. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, this act was signed by Donald Trump in, I want to say, 2018. And what it does is it allows any veteran that is facing long waited times, or if they need like specialized care, it allows them to seek private or community based health care providers if they're facing long wait times. So, and I want to say the intent of this act was to expand the access to care for veterans outside of what we traditionally get at VA facilities. Now, in my opinion, I think it's a great initiative. Anytime a veteran can get seen, especially outside of the VA, if it's just taking way too long, which any of us that are disabled veterans, we know that the VA can take a long time. So any veteran that can get some health care, get their health care needs met outside of that, great. Now, Rolling Stone did recently post an article where they basically focused on the risk of a second term for President Trump. Basically, in my opinion, what they were saying, what I think Rolling Stone meant with their article was to address a possible risk a second term for President Trump could pose, specifically when it comes to privatize VA healthcare, right? They did point out that Trump's push for the private healthcare options through the Mission Act could reduce funding and the quality of VA facilities. In the article, they were really concerned for veterans that were exposed to toxins or those that needed specialized care, like those helped by the Vet Home program under the PACT Act. And another thing they were focused on in this article was, I think it's something, a principle that I think it was called Chevron deference. And basically what that does is it gives the VA the authority to interpret law the way they want to as it's needed in a way, right? And I think, if I could be wrong, but I think what that has done is caused a lot of legal issues for the VA by doing so. When they, whether it be from firing people or whatnot, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, but I think that those legal issues tend to slow the process, and they'll make it even harder with throwing in efforts to make things private. Um, so it's just more and more being added onto the VA, which at that point may slow things down even further. I think that's what they were focused on in this article. I will link it down below if you all want to read it, so you can get your interpretation of it. What's up, veterans? If you're suffering from any or all of the disabilities you see on your screen, like I do, and you're looking for a way to tighten that medical evidence, then I recommend you check out my journals. All right, I made these. They're quick checklist style. They have exactly what the VA is looking for in them. So if that's something you're interested in, click the link above or below to get my journals off my website. Also, for those of you that desire that one-on-one interaction with me, feel free to become a member on my website, thevadisabilityguy.com, and we can communicate with each other, whether that be through emails or through phone calls. And that actually leads us into our second topic, which I guess would be like accountability and reform, is how I'll probably put it. Accountability and reform. In, I want to say 2017, President Trump worked on, it was a whistleblower act, I want to say. Some kind of whistleblower act. I'll try to link it or show it to you all on the screen, but I think it was like a VA Accountability Whistleblowers Act of some nature. And what it did was it allowed the VA to terminate employees that were suspected of misconduct or mistreating veterans going through their claims process. And I want to say it ended up leading to around 4,000 VA employees being terminated, which landed the VA in front of judges because some of those, if not a lot of those cases, ended up being legal issues. I want to say there was a settlement reached, and I want to say about 100 or so of those people ended up getting their jobs back, which isn't much. I think it's like 3%. There was an article that I've linked down below and put on the screen that I was reading that addressed that it's just like 3% of those people were given their jobs back. Now, do I think President Trump had great intentions putting that in place? I do. Um, it did seem to have positive and negative effects. Positively, let's just be real, it got rid of a lot of dirt bags that were giving us piss poor ratings, or in that realm in any way mistreating veterans, probably leading to piss poor ratings. Um, Now, in terms of how it may have negatively impacted the process, everybody knows when you get rid of people, here comes a Manning issue, right? So you got one person doing the job of four. You got people who have been there for years that had expertise that are now no longer there. So whatever the problems that came with losing all those people, that's what we're facing. Um, and of course, it slowed things down in terms of claims processes. So there was an article that talked about that as well. I'll link it down below for you all. Now, when it comes to our next topic, it's going to be for those of us that suffer from mental health issues, specifically those that are transitioning from service or being in uniform wear to civilian life, no longer wearing the uniform. I want to say back in 2018, President Trump pushed for an initiative to ensure that those with mental health issues can get consistent care during their transition. So basically, the initiative that was pushed, it expanded mental health services and telehealth access for veterans. Some of the key points of the executive order was to expand the VA's whole health program, I think it's called, and that basically added peer or group support sessions at VA facilities, I want to say. Also, the DoD's, I think it's called Be There Peer Support Program, was bolstered to help veterans in their first year, I want to say, after separating. And the final thing was Military One Source. They bolstered that to also help service members for up to a year, I want to say, after separating when it comes to mental health needs. And if you want to know where I got this information from, I'll link below an article from va.gov that actually talks about this initiative specifically. Okay, Now, those were a few things that I have looked up and that I've been following, so I know a little bit about it. I never claim to be the smartest person ever. Um, Regardless of how anyone feels about the actual presidency, at the end of the day, all we can do is cross our fingers and hope that they'll take care of us as veterans. The best thing we can do for ourselves is stay united, never divided as veterans. All right? Continue to cover your assets, CYA, so that whether more people continue to get fired from the VA or whether we get more mental health resources, more access to telehealth, or there's more privatized um, access to care, regardless of what comes, all we can do is cover ourselves and make sure our medical records are squared away, make sure our claims are good to go, meaning we're claiming the right things, we know our claims are strong, um, making sure that we are literate, I should say, medically literate or VA literate. Just ensuring we're taking care of ourselves, we're staying united, not divided. That's all that matters. And hopefully things will just be great. I think no matter what, no matter who's in office, I think they're always going to try to push and take care of us in some way, shape, or form. I don't think anything that's ever passed um, in terms of policy, I don't think it's ever to harm us, or at least I hope it's not intentionally to harm us. Let's just hope our processes get better. Let's hope the VA speeds these things up. Hopefully, we can get to a 30-day turnaround on all claims. My biggest fear, personally, for any of us that are filing claims, my biggest fear would be for the VA to try to expedite things so much that you have a lot of people being denied their claims quickly just based off of the VA starting to just look for keywords and records and things like that and just not really giving each review what it deserves. That's my only fear. So I'm just hoping that that doesn't become a problem ever. But anyway, if you found this content useful, hit the thumbs up. Hopefully, maybe I might start doing more news related content for you all as well if you like it. Let me know what you all think. If you think I should also incorporate some of these types of videos and give you all more news, more current events, things that you can expect, changes in the VA world. If y'all want me to talk about those things, let me know in the comments. But as always, take care of yourselves, take care of those around you, and I will catch you all in another video. Peace.